It may be time to have that dreaded conversation with your loctician, or it may just be time to help raise the level of awareness with your loctician with regard to some of the things that you're dealing with in your Sisterlock journey. The person that you entrust to do your hair, the person that you have valued enough to take them with you on this journey is the person that you should be able to have the most difficult conversations with, even if they feel a little tricky. Get your Unsi and Bahur rocks today from IamMelaninMagic.com. I am Melanin Magic, and so are you. Experience the I Am Melanin Magic difference by going to our website, www.IamMelaninMagic.com. Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, the channel where we get it all in. You can also learn more about the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. I hope that you all are feeling wonderful. I hope that you're feeling beautiful today. I hope you're feeling like that butterfly that's constantly in transformation, getting those wings or using your wings to fly. I'm Tunisia Ali, and here on this channel, we talk about everything Sisterlocks. We talk about Microlocks. We talk about all kinds of little tiny locks, the little bitty locks, and we talk about the issues related to keeping a healthy head of hair. For those of you who are not familiar with the I Am Melanin Magic brand, this may be, according to some of you, and according to what has helped my hair bounce back from multiple years of dyeing over and over and over again and picking and pulling my ends off because I am a bit OCD, I'm not gonna lie. These two products may become very good friends of yours. Check them out on the I Am Melanin Magic website. You need something to combat what I consider an at-risk practice or an at-risk ritual that is a non-negotiable with this style, and that is speaking to the retightenings. All right. Now, the number one backup plan that you could have is the person who's doing the retightenings. That is your friend or your foe. They may be your foe, but be coming across as your friend because you like them, because they like you. But if they're not educated, or if they're not willing to learn, or if they're not willing to accept responsibility that the repeated ways in which they are retightening your hair is causing you long-term damage and it's to your detriment, then they become a foe. It's that simple, and you have to let them go. And anything is better than continuing to sit in a chair of someone who's not taking your feedback under advisement. You are this person's client. You have entrusted yourself to your loctician. You sit in their chair, you patronize their business, you love them. We love our locticians. We love the people that serve us and that serve us well. Just like other healthcare practitioners, our doctors, our Reiki masters, our alternative modality practitioners, whatever. The person that grooms your dog, the person that brings your newspaper, for those of you who still get newspapers. If you're in my generation, you might still be getting that newspaper. But at the end of the day, they are held accountable in your eyes. When you look back and you judge that person, what's going to matter is not all the great conversations you had, but what happened to your hair under their care. And y'all, we have to start to raise the awareness. Raising the awareness starts with us. There are so many more people coming into this arena of Sisterlocks, Microlocks, the teeny weeny locks, and everything else, that these people are coming in gusto without recognizing some of the long-term complications of having a style like this. We have to begin talking. We have to begin raising the level of awareness. You all have to begin taking information back to your locticians and giving them something to think about. Okay, this is stimulating thought in this area. We have to get beyond the fact that, okay, the reason why I'm losing hair is because I'm dealing with something hormonal. I have a particular type of why can't I think of the word? Alopecia, because some what do you call them? Maggots, not maggots, but some type of parasite from a hair weave that I wore infected my scalp. This is a true story. and cause a total wipeout, a total decimation of my hair. Or, you know, I'm taking this medication that is affecting my health. My diet really sucks. Once you can control for those things and you know that some of those things are not your issue, you have to recognize that it is the style. You have to understand that even in the most ideal situations and conditions, the retightenings are a repetitive practice that are done the same way each time along the same type of parting grid, and they have the potential to weaken your hair. So when it's a less than ideal retightening done by someone who's rushing, done by someone who's trying to retighten all the way up to your scalp, either because you have an obsession with the grid looking a certain way, or because they have an obsession with the grid looking a certain way. People that are doing that type of retightening too tight to the scalp, or using too much tension, or your hair is tangled and they're pulling the length of your strand through a small base, and the length of the strand is too thick and nobody's taking their time. Your hair has not been lubricated. It's not even being sprayed with water, but your hair has not been lubricated with oil that's going to smoothen it and help to reduce some sort of friction. And you're dealing with someone who doesn't even want to use oil. They swear by not using oil, and I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Everybody is entitled to feel that way, and that's fine. I'm in the camp that believes in oil. I'm in the camp that's been using oil since day one. I'm in the camp that has a loctician that I still go to who put oil in my hair during the install. That's the camp that I'm in. That's the camp that I believe in. But I would have been in that camp anyway, because before I got these locks, I needed oil. I needed oil when I was natural. I needed oil. So clearly I'm going to need oil now, especially with the stress of this hairstyle. It's time to re-educate our locticians, because there's going to come a time where you may be in a situation where you want to hold someone accountable, unfortunately, and you want to point the finger, but it's too late. And it's too late because while you sat in that chair and you withstood the pain and you bore down while someone was retightening your hair and it was too tight and you didn't speak up, or you didn't speak up enough, or if that didn't remedy the situation, you didn't take your hair under your own hands, okay, or take responsibility for it, or even find someone else who could do something a little bit different that was a little bit more aligned with what you know your hair needs. It's going to be a regretful situation to have to come back after the fact and try to look at, okay, what do I do now? And what do we do now usually happens when the hair is already thinning, the thinning is spreading, we're starting to see holes in certain areas of our hair, and we haven't been able to find a viable option for taking charge of it, and we're still getting those frequent retightenings, and something in your spirit is telling you that they're too often. We have people now who are proponents of certain locking, I guess, proprietary systems that are recommending retightenings each season, which basically would be once a quarter, once every 12 weeks. And you all know for the first, I don't know, 11, 12 years of me having my locks, I was getting them retightened every 10 to 12 weeks. I didn't suffer. Did I groom my hair in between? Yes. Did I wash my own hair? Yes. I don't believe in allowing somebody else to wash it, because then they're going to have to untangle it, and nobody's going to be as gentle on my hair as me. The same is true for you. This is requiring us to do some difficult things. What I'm asking you to do today is to help raise awareness, starting with yourself and then starting with your loctician and sharing with them some of your concerns. We can't afford to have locticians standing over us who don't even believe that the retightening in and of itself is problematic when done a certain way. We cannot afford that. Why can't we afford that? Because many of us get over, 8 retightenings a year. You can't afford to have the very person who you have entrusted and charged with keeping your hair healthy telling you that that's not the reason why, you know, we lose hair. Sisterlocks or Microlocks or whatever don't cause hair loss. But, you know, this causes it, that causes it, this causes it, that causes it. And then trust me, if you're sitting with a person that feels that way, that's going to be the person that's going to be first in line to send you to the dermatologist or the trichologist when you start losing hair, and you'll continue to come to them and they'll continue to whip through your hair at a rate and at a pace that you know does not feel good and does not make sense. And they'll continue to retighten, and they'll see the spaces get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And they won't say anything to you until you ask them about it. And at the time that you ask them about it, 9 times out of 10, the answer that you get is not going to be pleasing to you. So we have to begin to address some of the issues that we have with our locticians. We have to begin to reward those locticians that are doing a good job with rave reviews, and to begin to speak out in the way of education and in the way, unfortunately, whether you like this or not, would you send your mother to someone who you sat with for 5 years and you lost your hair with? Would you send your mother? Then you can't send another sister there either. Because what, in a free market enterprise, what is it that causes, or what is the mechanism? And trust me, I'm not a diehard capitalist, but I'm talking about theory here. What is the mechanism that keeps the consumer safe? It's the competition between companies. It's the research and development that certain companies do to provide a better product, right? It's the proliferation of many people in the marketplace, all right, that are all trying to provide a service. We tend to flock towards where we get better value for our money. The same is true. If we keep rewarding these locticians who leave you painful, who leave your head hurting, if you're doing them a favor and you're rewarding them and they are not doing you a favor by taking care of your hair, we've got to stop that. That's a dysfunctional pattern. That's something that we have to disrupt. It's very serious. It's not pleasant, but it's something we have to have a very frank conversation with. You have to be willing to say, I'm experiencing thinning, and I feel that in some part, maybe not entirely, in some part it's related to these tight retightenings. You know, a lot of times when I come in here, my head is hurting when I leave. I've asked you plenty of times to go a little bit easier on my hair. Even on the areas where it's thinning, I'm noticing that you're still retightening too tight. What's up with that? Y'all, we can't continue to reward a system that is creating problems for us. This is something we have to begin to address. But the way we begin to address it is in the most benign way, which is through education. Okay, we begin to have these conversations. We begin to talk to other sisters that are in our sister group, and we ask them, well, does your hair hurt when you begin to walk up to people that you see that have sister locks that are thinning, and you ask them, what do you think is a reason for this? Do you have other women in your family who've experienced thinning? Does your mom still have all of her hair? Did your grandmother have head of hair before she... Look, both my grandmothers had a head full of hair when they transitioned. My mother, even though she wears a buzz cut, a tiny, tiny cut, she's been natural all these years, her hair is thick. Like she's not missing any hair. And so if I start to develop problems, I know it's related to the style. Now, I can expect to develop some issues related to the style. You're going to lose some locks. You're going to have some thinning. You're going to have some problems that come with the style and that come with the redundancy of what we have to do and the redundancy of this grid. And this is the same thing. You don't think this little area around the grid, around this root base is going to experience some stress when it's been like this forever? You don't think that if you're dyeing your hair, your ends are not going to experience some stress? You don't think that maybe something else that you did in the picking of your hair didn't create a weakness in one of your links, or wringing your hair out when you wash it, which we shouldn't be doing this. I mentioned this in my videos, is not going to cause some thinning or problems in certain areas. You don't think that you have different textures of hair in different parts of your whole head that respond to this journey a little bit differently. You have areas of your hair that are super strong. This is a super strong area of my hair. I don't care what I do to this hair and this hair over here, it ain't going nowhere. But that's because this hair is finer. This is my baby hair. That stuff is strong as heck. The kinkier the hair is and the thinner the lock is, those are going to be the problems that are going to suffer the greatest amount of trauma, as are those high traffic areas of your hair. Okay, there's certain areas, just the angle at which the retightening is being done is putting a different level of stress on the hair. If your loctician is standing directly over you and she's doing your hair, you can expect to experience a little more soreness in this area. if she's not careful and not very gentle, you may feel more soreness in this area. Okay, it just depends. There's so many mitigating factors that compound to create our sister lock journey. All I'm saying is that we have to be more informed, and we have to be a part of the grassroots collective that begins to raise the level of awareness and educate and have these conversations with our locticians where we're not blaming them. We just want to open their eyes to the reality of the repeated stress, the too tight retightenings, the too frequent retightenings, the retightenings that are requiring you to cut around to my grid and use scissors and all this whole other crazy stuff. We kind of need to take another look at that, and we need to examine how that can play out. We need to take a look at the cumulative effect of doing that over time and how it can hurt our hair. You're with Tanisha Ali. If you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, make sure you go on sorry about that, go on Amazon and get that book. I appreciate all that you all do here on the channel. The Oomsie and the Fragrance Rocks, the Bahur Balls and the Fragrance Putty is going on a 40% off flash sale for 24 hours, one day this week. I'll make sure it's after you have seen this video or after I post this video so that you'll have a chance to catch it. It'll be one of only 2 flash sales this year for the Oomsie and Bahur Rocks. I love all of y'all. I appreciate you. I'm out here for you. We're trying to raise awareness. We're trying to find some remedies for what we are all dealing with in this marketplace, which is becoming more and more contracted and more full of things that are not always ideal, whether it's the price that some of you all are complaining about. The market is tightening up. It's time to become a little bit more informed and a little bit more self-reliant. So I continue to bring these videos as much as I can. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section, okay? The link for the Zoom will be pinned in the description for March the 25th, 2023 at 6 p.m. You'll need to click on that link and that will get you right in. And spaces are on a first come, first served basis. I love all of y'all and I appreciate you all the way to the moon and back. Tantalizing, enticing, luxurious, and magnetic, Tunisia's aromatic Oomsie and Bahur will entice you to find solace in each precious moment. Delight and enchant with your magic. Aromatize your intimate settings, enhance your clarity, cleanse the air, purify your room of bacteria and stagnant energy, or lift your mood. Relax away the day's stress and create a spiritual ritual. You can also use Oomsie to clear negative energy like you would with white sage or Palo Santo. Raise the vibe and lift your spirits. Feed your soul, create a luxurious bath, enhance the romance, and so much more. It's time for you to burn some Oomsie. Oomsie is an aromatic fragrance solid that comes in small nugget-like rocks. Some are harder than others, but usually you can modify the size to your liking with a spoon or by breaking the pieces apart. It's been around since ancient times and was known to be used in many spiritual ceremonies to provide fragrance to the body and spaces as an aphrodisiac in many medicinal practices and to provide relief from stress and anxiety. All the aromatics and ingredients are natural and have their own separate and diverse health benefits. Oomsie is made from the holy resin frankincense, which Somalia is known for across the world. The most notable trees originate in a part of Somalia called Puntland. This floral essence is so concentrated that the smell lingers in a room long after the Oomsie has been burned and put away. Secret recipes within families have been passed down through generations and guarded. Each woman making Oomsie has her own style and quality. Although the classical characteristics of Oomsie are common to all regardless of origin. Oomsie has so many therapeutic qualities. True to its name as aromatherapy, it can boast over 20 authentic ingredients, including resins, sandalwood, oud chips, anyacha, tonka beans, frankincense, myrrh, concentrated perfume oils, and various other natural essences and spices and more. You may burn it fast to quickly eradicate negativity or odors and bacteria in your living space, or you may allow it to simmer using a potpourri pot and a tea light candle. Some also use electric burners with foil to slowly release unsi. I've even added it to hot water in a potpourri warmer and allowed the aroma to be gently released. Find the method that best works for you. Hey ladies, do you love the way your skin looks and feels? I know I do, because I am using the I Am Melanin Magic Anti-Aging Serum, and at 50, I love the way my skin looks and feels. This blend is bomb. It renews, revitalizes, rejuvenates, soothes, conditions, moisturizes, tones, brightens, and fades all in one step. So if you're ready to get your glow on, go get you some I Am Melanin Magic Anti-Aging Serum.